Mate Nelson Piquet, who's in 6th place on the grid. Mansell will be hoping to avoid spin-offs like this one tomorrow, when championship points will be vital.
Prince Charles has been touring James Herriot country, the Yorkshire Dales. His visit to an agricultural fair in Upper Wensleydale turned it from a small local event into a rather larger and royal show.
Tucked away in the Yorkshire Dales, the Society has been getting on quietly with its annual shows for the last 71 years. Today, though, was different. The presence of the Prince of Wales made it Britain's top village show. He was here to see the pens of Swaledale sheep and had a joke for camera crews.
You've got a Swaledale microphone.
The Prince, invited by local landowner Hugh Van Cutsum, a personal friend, was given a broad Yorkshire welcome at the fell races. This tiny event only took £74 last year, but today the Prince helped out, ordering a lady's mohair pullover, and while an aide was buying it, decided to sample the jam too.
The American artist who swapped his canvas and paintbrushes for a tractor has seen his latest work come to full bloom. Last month, Stan Hurd thought he'd try his hand at a new form of art. So, armed with tractor and plough, he etched a giant vase of flowers onto a field in Kansas, sowing sunflowers and soya beans on the way. Now Stan's reaped his reward with a colourful, if unusual, harvest, though it's one you can only see from an aircraft. Not to be outdone, this aircraft helps create art. The French artist uses the jet engine to blow paint onto his canvas, and he's got supersonic art in his sights.
I think I shall continue possibly with Air Force, with the Concorde. I would love to have the Concorde.
And that's the news and sport tonight from Mark and me. Good night.
Tomorrow we start a new season of This Week, Next Week, the one-hour live discussion programme on some of the most interesting topics of the day. Our first programme, after the end of the SDP conference, just before the Liberal Assembly starts, deals with the alliance. We look at some of the issues they've got to resolve. Defence, for instance, where David Owen believes Britain should have a replacement for Polaris. David Steele leads a Liberal Party that's not quite so sure, and they both know they've got to sort it out before the election. We look at some of the other issues, like whether tax increases to help the less well-paid will be a vote winner for the alliance. And we've a survey of what the voters think of that and other things. David Steele and David Owen will both be with me in the studio for the first edition of This Week, Next Week, tomorrow, BBC One at 1 o'clock.
Good evening to you. Well, the satellite sequence shows that there was a good deal of cloud up in those northern parts today. And I think some of that could well be working its way southwards over England and Wales, so perhaps not quite so much sunshine down in the south as we've had today. In fact, one look at the league table of sunshine will show you that over England and Wales, the Channel Islands, well over 10 hours of sunshine, I think, in many places, with the sunniest place on the Kent coast. Not so much sunshine in the north, but I think you'll fare better there tomorrow. The weather's staying fairly fine because the high pressure's still with us, and I think it will have weakened that front, so most of the rain on that will have died out, I think, by tomorrow morning. Most places tonight a fairly mild night, one or two patches of ground frost, perhaps in central parts of England, but most places mild, as I've said. But up in the north it is going to be very windy. I've seen some gusts this evening in the Hebrides of 70 miles an hour and one on the Cairngorms of around 90 miles an hour. Now, as well as the wind, there will be some rain there, but as that comes southwards tonight, so it'll gradually be petering out as it gets down into the northern part of the Irish Sea. Dry in most places tonight then, but some dense patches of fog around, I think, down in southern counties. And they'll still be there tomorrow morning, so a fairly murky start in many places. But as we go through the day, the fog clearing, the sun coming out, but not as much sunshine over England and Wales as today, but more in the way of sunshine over Scotland. So most of us seeing a bit of sunshine nonetheless. In the far northern part, still that cloud thick enough to give a little bit of rain or drizzle from time to time. Temperatures were not too badly off, I think. It looks as though we might get to the magical 21 Celsius, 70 Fahrenheit. That's it from me then. Bye-bye.
Well, back now on BBC One to Saturday night at the movies, and an action-packed thriller being shown on British television for the first time. The stars are led by a high-speed, armour-plated helicopter known as Blue Thunder.